We're almost done, guys. Only 2 more of these to go. The Chicago Bears take on the Atlanta Falcons at Soldier Field this Sunday. Who's going to win this game? Watch this video to hear my thoughts. The NFL season may be winding down, but there's still plenty of time to get in on the action. I've actually partnered with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL, to give you guys a great promotion for new customers, where if you don't have an account with them yet, download the app. The link is in my description box in the pinned comment as well. And if you sign up using promo code DaWindyCity, if you put $5 in any wager on the app, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. It's that easy. And if you already have an account with them, like I do, they have something for you guys as well. They have something called No Sweat Bets, which is where you can put a same game parlay or same game parlay X wager, and you can actually get the money back in the form of a bonus bet if your wager does not end up hitting. Now, max reward limits do apply for that, so keep that in mind, but it's a great promotion to take advantage of if you already have an account with DraftKings Sportsbook. And in regards to the same game parlay, the same game parlay X, I think those are really fun ways to take advantage of watching the NFL, because you can combine a bunch of different bets in a single game or across multiple games in the case of same game parlay X, and turn a small wager into potentially large winning if all the things you predicted to happen actually end up happening. So a lot of fun for sure. And if you're not located in a state where sports betting is legal right now, they also have something called DraftKings Daily Fantasy, which is a little bit different, but you can also have a lot of fun using that app as well. So download the app, guys. The link is in my description box in the pinned comment as well. If you sign up using promo code DaWindyCity, if you put $5 in any wager on the app, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly, only on DraftKings Sportsbook. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears pregame prediction video, which I'll be doing before every single Bears game this year. So subscribe to my channel if you guys want my thoughts before and after each Bears game. And we probably only have 2 more of these to go unless something absolutely crazy happens. The Bears still have a tiny chance at making the playoffs, but for us to make the playoffs, we need both the Rams and the Seahawks to lose out. Okay, both of them have to lose out, and the Seahawks are playing the Cardinals in the final week. The Rams are playing the Giants this week. So unless an act of God happens, we are not going to be making the playoffs. Okay, as much fun as it was to fantasize about that chance, we blew the game against the Browns. We also blew a game against the Lions and against the Broncos earlier in the season, which if we did not blow those historic leads, then we very easily would have made it in. But right now, due to our own faults, we are not going to be making it in because we choked those 3 games. So that really does suck that we had the chance to make it in, but we probably will not be doing so. But there's still a lot to play for here, guys, because evaluations are ongoing, you know, on this coaching staff and also with this quarterback too, especially. Okay, I know that a lot of Bears fans at this point have completely moved off of Justin Fields in their minds, but to the front office, these last 2 games still do matter. Okay, if Justin Fields has a strong last 2 games, if he goes into Soldier Field here, beats the Falcons, if he goes into Lambeau Field the following week, has a good outing and beats the Packers to finish at 8-9 and barely miss out on the playoffs, there still is a world in which Fields comes back, Eberflus maybe comes back as well, and I don't think Luke Getsy comes back no matter what at this point. But I'm just saying, guys, the chance of them coming back still is there, even if you don't want that to happen. Now, me personally, I'm a big Fields fan, so I'm still hoping for a world in which he can show enough and, you know, grow enough to be the quarterback of the future. But if the Bears do decide to start over, go Caleb Williams, Drake May, I'm also not going to be complaining, because those 2 quarterback prospects also are super talented. So a lot of pressure here on Fields to finish out the season strong, and on the team as well to, you know, finish out the season strong, because finishing with 8 wins would be a fantastic stepping stone when last year they had the worst record in football. And the best part about this is we don't have to worry about winning too many games and ruining our draft position, because we have the #1 overall pick in the draft likely coming from the Carolina Panthers. We have a 98% chance of securing the #1 overall pick at this point in time. Okay, Ryan Poles made the, you know, one of the best trades of all time with the Panthers last year to secure that #1 pick for us this year. So even if we do win games, guys, it's not going to hurt our draft pick. Yeah, it's going to hurt our own pick, but our own pick is not as valuable as that #1 overall pick is going to be. So I'm not going to be sweating it if the Bears do win meaningless games here down the stretch. But talking about our opponent in this game, we're facing off against the Atlanta Falcons, who are sitting at 7-8 on the season, and they still have a chance to make the playoffs. So if the Bears beat this team, we have a chance to knock a team out of playoff contention, which would be a pretty fun thing to do. And they have been pretty mediocre the entire season. Obviously, as you can see by the record, they have some talent on both offense and defense, but the coaching staff has really not gotten the best out of that talent, and their quarterback play also has been pretty piss poor the entire season. So the Bears are favored to win this game by 3 points, being at Soldier Field. It's basically a toss-up game, and it could be anybody's game because these teams are somewhat similar at this point in time. But let's start by talking about the Falcons offense first of all, and they rank number 24 in points scored per game, number 16 in yards gained per game, number 22 passing attack, and number 8 run game. And both the quarterbacks they have had in here have been pretty bad throughout the vast majority of the season. Desmond Ridder got benched multiple times, and it seems like Taylor Heinicke is going to be the starter here for this game, and he had a pretty decent outing in the last game against the Colts, but the Colts do have a terrible defense. He had 229 yards passing in that game, and 1 passing touchdown Taylor Heinicke did in the last game, and the Falcons offense put up 29 points, but Taylor Heinicke also was benched earlier this season for poor play. So if you look at Heinicke's stats in the season so far, in 3 starts, he has 727 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, completion percentage of 59.8. But again, he was benched earlier this year for poor play. So like, they don't believe in him, obviously, as the starting quarterback. Right now they do because they have no other option, but Taylor Heinicke is not a world beater at quarterback. Okay, he's probably not going to be putting on an elite performance at quarterback in this game because he has been a backup for the vast majority of his NFL career. But the Falcons offense does have a crazy amount of playmakers on this team. Okay, they drafted skill position in the first round, basically back-to-back years. They have Kyle Pitts, obviously, at tight end. They have Drake London. They have Bijan Robinson at running back. Bijan Robinson is having a fantastic season for the most part. I feel like he's been very underutilized the entire year, but he has over 800 rushing yards, over 300 receiving yards as well. A dynamic, electric, stop-and-start guy who reminds me so much of like LaDainian Tomlinson with his change of direction, his receiving ability too. He's going to be a tough guy to bring down in the open field if you let him, get past you. And Drake London and Kyle Pitts also are fantastic receiving options, at both tight end and receiver. So they have really talented guys at every skill position here, but Arthur Smith has not really done the best job of utilizing these guys at the right time. And bad quarterback play also has prevented these guys from having the stats that they should be having with how talented they actually are. So I like their talent 100%, but I don't really like their play caller or their quarterback. So, that's the Falcons offense. Talking about the Falcons defense then, they rank number 6 in points allowed per game, number 9 in yards allowed per game, number 8 pass defense, and number 15 run defense. And it feels so weird to be talking about the defense being the strength of a Falcons team because you guys know, like, there's been so many years with Matt Ryan where their defense was one of the worst in football, but that has completely changed under new defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen. He's completely figured things out on the defensive side of the football. They have a top 10 defense according to most stats here in the NFL. And I do want to bring up the red zone and third down defense especially because they have been really, really good in these situations. Okay, in the red zone, the Falcons actually have the number 1 defense in the NFL. They only allow a touchdown 38.1% of the time. And on third down, they have the number 3 defense in the NFL. They only allow a conversion 33.7% of the time. And for a Bears team right now that struggles sometimes in the red zone, punching the ball in, and also on third down, like last few games on third down, we have not really been that good, partly because of we've had bad play calling by Luke Getsy on third down. That's kind of a worrisome matchup for the Bears, okay, going up against a defense this good in the red zone and this good on third down. And talking about a couple superstars they have on this team, I think it's mostly in the secondary where they do have their stars because they have both AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates back there in the secondary. AJ Terrell has been a pretty good player in coverage for a long time now. He's having a solid season in coverage stats, but if you look at Jesse Bates, he has 6 interceptions on the season. So back there at safety, that could be an area of the field where Justin Fields has to be careful throwing the ball because Jesse Bates has shown the ability to turn the ball over and make it go the other way. And in their front 7, they also got talent. They got Arnold Abiteki, they got Calais Campbell, they got David Onyemata. So they have some big names now on this front 7 as well that can get after the quarterback. And this is not the Falcons defense that we are accustomed to seeing. So it could be a pretty tough matchup for the Chicago Bears. But talking about the Chicago Bears now, talking about their offense, first of all, they rank number 21 in points scored per game, number 20 in yards gained per game, number 28 passing attack, and number 2 run. As of late, Justin Fields is making a lot of plays with his mobility, okay? He's using his fantastic 4.4 speed to his advantage. He's avoiding sacks. He's running around and, outrunning guys in the open field. He's making guys miss while tackling him, and he's, you know, also creating big time plays through the air also with his legs. Okay, he's running around to the left, to the right, and then eventually buying time to find somebody open downfield. So it's cool to see the dual threat ability of Justin Fields really return in this offense, because the first month plus of the season, Luke Getsy completely took that out of the playbook. But it seems like Fields is, you know, running a lot more now, as he should, because he's one of the best running quarterbacks in football. And obviously he does have to still improve as a passer, and he is getting better as a passer in some areas. Like the anticipation has definitely improved. He is definitely throwing a lot more anticipation passes now than he was like any points last year, but he still has to get better, especially in the fourth quarter too. He's making too many mistakes in the fourth quarter. So Fields definitely still can be better, but he is still playing pretty good ball for the most part as of late. And there's a couple injuries to watch out for on this Bears offense still that could derail the success on offense, because Cole Kmet did go down with an injury in the last game. He had to miss the entire second half, and I'm recording this video on Tuesday, so I'm not sure what the injury report is going to be like. Hopefully Kmet is back fully healthy, but if he's not back for this upcoming game, that's going to be a major loss, because Cole Kmet has turned into Justin Fields' #2 option on this team, and the #1 option, DJ Moore, also was hurt in the last game. So keep an eye on the injury report to see if DJ Moore, Cole Kmet are going to be healthy and available for this game, because if they're both not 100% healthy, that is, you know, really going to limit what Justin Fields can do as a passer, because Darnell Mooney has not really had a good season, and Tyler Scott is a completely unproven rookie that has not really shown that much this season. So hopefully those guys do come back healthy. That'll be a big boost for this offense. But lastly, talking about the Bears defense, they rank number 21 in points allowed per game, number 12 in yards allowed per game, number 25 pass defense, number 1 run defense. And the Bears secondary has been playing at an elite level the last month of the season. Okay, Jalen Johnson has turned into one of the best cornerbacks in football at this point. He's going to be paid a lot of money very soon. Kyler Gordon is taking a massive year 2 jump. Jaquan Brisker is having much better games in coverage. Tyreek Stevenson as a rookie has really came along pretty well, and he's making a lot of plays on the ball, having a couple interceptions obviously, but also making physical plays against the run too. So it really is tough to pass against this Bears secondary right now with how physical and locked in they are at this point in time, and especially against bad quarterback play like Taylor Heineke or Desmond Ridder, whoever plays. It's probably going to be Taylor Heineke, but like even Taylor Heineke going up against this defense, that could be a bad matchup for the Atlanta Falcons, because this secondary is playing like one of the best in football, especially with the pass rush really getting going in front of them as well. And the run defense will be tested in this game, because the Falcons are a great running team. They got Bijan Robinson, a guy that can make guys miss, you know, in the open field, and he's really hard to tackle obviously. So the Bears have to lock in against the run in this game. Okay, make sure you got multiple guys bringing down the ball carrier. Don't allow too many yards after contact. Bijan Robinson is a guy that's going to make you pay if you allow him to, you know, get loose for extra yards after contact. He's going to be really hard for the safeties and the cornerbacks to bring down. So you have to be gap disciplined in this game. You have to, you know, really lock in and play as a team, because if you allow the Falcons to run all over you, like, it's going to make Taylor Heineke's job much easier, and the Falcons could be scoring a lot of points against us if they can get that run game going. So hopefully the Bears defense can be pretty good against the run, as they have been the entire season. But talking about the 3 keys to Bears victory, okay, how can the Chicago Bears actually win this game? And key number 1 is going to be better on 3rd and short if you are Luke Getsy, okay? Luke Getsy needs to be giving us better play calling on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, even 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Like, we have not been drawing up the best plays to take advantage of our skill set, of our personnel, okay? Justin Fields especially is one of the best running quarterbacks in football, so I don't get why, you know, sometimes on these 3rd and 1s, we are not just giving the ball to him, maybe even on like a tush push type of play, because he is a tall, physical quarterback, and those tush pushes have been working for a good portion of the season. So on 3rd and 1, maybe go back to those plays, maybe go back to some other QB runs when you have a quarterback that's so good at running with the football, and target DJ Moore on 3rd down as well. I don't understand why our best option to go to is not targeted a lot more on 3rd down. Why are we going to Mooney, to Tyler Scott? You know, obviously you can't just only throw to your #1 guy all the time, but I feel like we should be drawing up more plays to get DJ Moore involved, especially on 3rd down. So that's key number one. Key number two, that's going to be to get back to your turnover forcing ways if you are the Bears defense. The last game, the Bears did not force a single turnover, which at this point is a big surprise with how good they are at forcing turnovers. So in this game, guys, especially against a good Falcons defense, the Bears offense might need extra possessions to get the ball punched in. So if you are the Bears defense, help your offense out, okay? Every opportunity you get to turn the ball over, you got to take advantage of it, especially against a mediocre at best quarterback. And then finally, key number three is going to be to have high-level decision-making from Justin Fields in the fourth quarter. If Justin Fields really wants to be the quarterback on this team next year, he has to prove he can close out games and make good decisions in the fourth quarter. Many games this year, he has not made good decisions in the fourth quarter, has thrown, interceptions, has fumbled the ball, has made careless throws, but against a pretty good Falcons defense, this game probably is going to come down to the wire, and if Justin Fields can be better in the fourth quarter, the Bears will win this game. And finally, it's time for my score prediction. Who do I have winning this matchup? And guys, I have the Chicago Bears going into Soldier Field and beating the Falcons by a score of 21-17 to move to 7 wins on the season. And this game, honestly, could be going either way. I would not be surprised if the Bears do lose this game because the Falcons are a pretty good matchup for us on paper. Like, our talent is somewhat similar, but our coaching staffs, I feel like both suck, at least on the offensive side of the football. But I do think the Bears will win this game being at home at Soldier Field because of turnovers, okay? I do expect the Bears defense to get 2 turnovers in this game, hopefully at least against a, quarterback in Taylor Heineke who's not really a world beater, okay? I think we can force him into some pretty tough throws, some pretty tough situations, and he should, hopefully turn the ball over at least a couple times. I think that Justin Fields will do enough to win this game. He's been playing better ball 100% as of late, and I think that in this game it will really show, especially on third down, especially in the red zone. I do think that Justin Fields will have a better game than he had the last game, and in the fourth quarter, I'm hoping he will not make that terrible interception, terrible fumble to lose the Bears the game. I think he will be better in this game. I just have a gut feeling because he does obviously know that his job is on the line, so he has to perform really, really well down the stretch to, have a chance at being the quarterback of the future for the Bears. So Bears win. As for my offensive MVP, I'm actually going to be going with Roschon Johnson. I think the Bears will be running the ball a good amount in this game, and it could go to Herbert, obviously, but Roschon, as a pass protector, is better, and against a Falcons defense that is pretty good, that has some edge rushers on it, I think that you want the better pass protector to be in at running back of the majority of snaps. So I think that Roschon gets 75 rushing yards and a touchdown to be the offensive MVP of the game. As for my defense MVP, I'm going to be going with TJ Edwards because the middle of the field is going to be crucial in this game, especially with, with how good of a running team the Falcons are. TJ Edwards will be crucial in stopping the run, helping stop the run, and I think he'll do a good job of doing that in this game to be the defensive MVP. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments down below. Who do you guys think is going to win? This is going to be the final game of the 2023 season at Soldier Field. So if you're going to the game, I hope you have a lot of fun, and I hope the Bears win, man, because even though we don't really have a shot at the playoffs, I want to finish strong, okay? I want to finish the season with 8 wins because that would show significant progress to the rest of the NFL, and it would show them that the Bears are really, really close to being where we want to be, and you got to watch out next year. Leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.